And we're back.
It's gonna be a lot of jumps, so it's gonna be some time.
Alora and I just completed mission, or are in the I'm in the process of completing the mission. Every drone inside for Emiri Asaka. So we're gonna complete that mission and get my 182,000 ISK. And no, I want to claim the reward for myself because I am a selfish ass. Alora's okay with that. She knows better. All right, we're going to request the next mission, and we're going to get going here, everybody. Let's see. Looks like we're going back to the original agent for this epic arc, which is Sister Alitura. So, let's see. I've just been contacted by Sister Alitura. She wants you to get back in touch with her right away. Here, take this transponder beacon with you when you leave. That way I can know you've arrived safely. No problem. So, we're going to set ourselves a... What was that?
Nothing.
Are you talking fart? Huh. Oh, okay. All right, so it looks like this is a mission full of jumping through stargates. I don't know. I'm not very good at jumping. I think jumping should be left to Michael Jordan, but, you know, we'll definitely give it a try. I believe we better check our item hanger and make sure we have the transponder. It must just be on our person. Maybe it's a transponder we put in our pocket. Okay. With that done, you should always do that in EVE. Like, if they say they're going to give you something, you should check to make sure you have it, or make sure that it's just something they're actually just, you know, role play giving you. Because otherwise, you could jump 7 jumps away and realize, like, oh, I don't have the transponder. I can't complete my mission without going 7 jumps back and then forth. So that makes things... But... doesn't seem that way, so we're going to undock. Alora, I am on my way to the next starbase.
Alright.
Captain's log. I don't know where the stardate is. I have no clue. What I do know is, if I look at my overview for the yellow icon, I should be able to make my way to my location of complete missioning. On a serious note, wow, I've just started playing EVE, and I really enjoy this. It was, actually, I've played this before, and I didn't get anywhere close to as far as I am now. But I am just tickled because I'm having so much fun actually using the user interface, and the depth of control that you have in here is really just a lot of fun. So if you haven't played EVE, you know, it is pay to play. You know, you pay for like monthly subscriptions, or you can get a deal for paying for several months at a time. But you know, if you have the time and the money, and you like science fiction, this is definitely, as all the people playing EVE already know, this is definitely one to check out. So, I mean, I don't know. I was looking for a really great space game when I found this, and this definitely meets a lot of the what's that? Yeah, a lot of the expectations of a space game. This really meets a lot of those expectations. Like, I think what I enjoy the most is that it is not completely about, like, say, building a star base and defending a star. Like, in some way, shape, or form, you're kind of building up your ship and your pilot. So in that way, you're kind of building yourself up in space. And in another sense, it's not you're constantly looking at the same thing, because I really enjoy real-time strategy games. So obviously you can play real-time strategy games that take place in space, and they can be a lot of fun, but they lack something as far as like animation and really getting you involved in them. Like, it's kind of, I know they can be involving, don't get me wrong, but they lack something. And this kind of, I can't put a word on it. I can't really tell you what it is that those games are missing, but I can tell you that Eve fills that void, that gap. Once you get into it, especially because it really does have the depth. It actually, in my opinion, it has more depth than some of the real-time strategy games that I've played, where you're leveling up skills for your armies or fleets, or building up certain buildings to have more abilities, whatever. It actually has more options than that, and the marketplace is phenomenal on here too. I just, overall, this time around, my first experience with Eve was so. I didn't like it, or I didn't hate it, but I didn't necessarily like love it, and life happens, things were going on at the time, so I got away from it. But coming back this second time, I'm quite happy with the gameplay experience, and I'm really happy that a game like Eve does exist. This is phenomenal once you get into it with the right mindset. It really is. On a second note of enjoyment that I'm experiencing today, oh, there we go. Whew. Man, I thought we lost it there for a second. We had a bit of technical difficulties there. Game froze right up. Anyways, that's terrible because Anyways, whatever. On a second happy note, I have figured out how to record this. Obviously, if you're watching this, it's because I figured out how to record it. But the main part of it is I've figured out how to record this in a way that I'm not getting massive file sizes that are just no fun to work with when you're trying to upload them to YouTube. Like, massive files are just no fun because nobody has. Well, I'm not going to say nobody, but the average consumer of Time Warner cable does not have like super fast upload speeds, so it takes a while, and that can really slow down the production of an actual channel, which, then it just takes me longer to get the content of me flying through space. And no, see, you don't, ADHD. You don't want to just set it to autopilot because it takes longer.
Not for me.
Dude,
It keeps me out
listen, you started before me jumping in autopilot. I'm at the final jump. I'm going to dock right now.
Okay.
Actually, no, I lied. I am going to the final jump, and then I'm going to dock.
Okay.
And you're not there yet.
Well, it gives me an opportunity to sit back and do something else though while it's jumping. And I don't have to worry about like popping into a place that has like enemy transports and then having to like, oh crap,
Right. Well, I'm going to say I'm not an expert at all, but I have read that using autopilot to jump through stargates can actually be dangerous, and you can actually get your ship blown up that way by players that are looking to obviously frustrate and destroy you.
I think you're gonna get jumped anyways if that's the case, because you can't really.
Well, no, the reason it's dangerous is because I guess like pirates hang out by stargates, and if you're autopiloting, it actually slows you down to a crawl before you jump, and then you like basically like kind of crawl your way to the stargate. Whereas if you actually manually jump through the gates, it's pretty much instant. Once you get there, you're activating the gate and going. So it leaves you vulnerable. And I would just say, like, for the future, you're going to want to pay attention to that I would say when we get into some of the more dangerous areas. Probably going to want to pay attention to, obviously doing that. All right. So as I started to tell you in the first mission video, we are working on the Sisters of Eve Epic Arc for beginners, obviously. And we are back to Sister Alitura here. And as you can see, Eve, that mission right there just consisted of, back to the Boston accent, by the way. That just consisted of jumping through a bunch of space gates to get back to her. So, wait a minute. So I guess we have to report. So we're going to make 326,000 ISK. So just and this is where I love Eve, because you do have to pay attention. You'll notice that that's accepted, and then I tried to, start the conversation, and there's no complete mission button, and you're like, well, what the heck, I'm here. You have to report. It's very literal sometimes, so you have to report to Sister Alitura here to complete your mission, and you'll notice that I have 7,422,000 ISK. Forget the 899 there. Now, when I report to Sister Alitura, you'll see that the complete mission came up there, and I was able to claim it, and now I have 7,713,000 ISK. Hooray me! So there we go. That's another session here with Jack Harlind on EVE Online, and hopefully by the time you see from me or hear from me again, I will have lost the Boston accent. And we might just be, we might just go Australian on the next video and really fly through space and try and rape some alligators. All right then. Well, Space Log 2 complete. Your Captain Jack Harlind here, speaking for this YouTube channel. Unbuckle your seatbelts and go home, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. That's cool. I love it. That's a good video, man. That is pretty sweet.